Excuse me, y'all. What's going on? Benji Montana. Uh, some of you may know me as a rapper. Some of you may know me as a battle rapper, and some of you may know me as a now blogger. I do a little bit of everything. Anyways, though, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to say. Um, this is something I gotta speak on. I mean, this is, I mean, man. So a lot of battles been getting dropped today, a lot. So I've been, I took some time out and just pretty much, you know, um, began to review a few, see what's going on out there. Shout out to Chess and Av. That's a whole nother blog. We're not even gonna do that right now. We're not even gonna do that. But um, I mean, Suge. Suge had two battles that dropped today, right? So the first battle that dropped, I think the first one was Enes. No, was that the first one? Well, either way, one of them were Enes versus Shotgun Suge, and then the other one was um Bad News versus Shotgun Suge. Now I'm gonna start off with uh I'll start off with the Enes one since that's the easiest one to I guess judge or critique on. Um, Suge, what's going on, man? I mean, did you just come there for a check, or like, what was the case? Like, what was going on? Cause that shit was ugly. Look, show you something right now. Um, show you something right now, yo. Show you something real quick. One of my old phones, real quick. It's my new phone, but I'm about to get a new one. But anyways, hold on, real quick. Hold on, real fast. All right. So I put up a post on Twitter. I said, "How Suge got 3-0 though?" To laugh my ass off, right? I shared it from YouTube, the video. Shout out the bullpen, and guess what? The boy John retweeted. See right there, the top one, right here. That's John. One brave Yankee. See that? So, I mean, and like when I watch battles, I always look at the crowd, or like not even the crowd, but like in this case the crowd because they don't have no well they have people on stage, but it's not nobody really. Like I mean, Calico was on stage, Ray Swag, Arsenal, they were on stage, but usually like I look for reactions, because reactions aren't everything, but I mean you gotta remember like when you're like this is my thing when you're trying to be considered top tier, and I feel like that gets thrown away a lot, only because you know everything evolves. Everything. You know, there's a point where everything goes to a new level, or pretty much expands. So I think with battle rap, you because you I mean, I think the perception of it is you can't keep saying the same dudes are top tier and everybody else is mid tier, because they're not PGs, So, or I mean, I guess bottom tier, but I guess you can't stay mid tier for too long, or I guess because your check is getting a little bigger now, that you consider yourself top tier. I'm not just speaking on Suge. I'm just saying in general because excuse me, y'all. But when I look at it and we talk a top tier, like, and I mean y'all might crucify me or whatever the case may be, but when I look at it, when we talking top tier, I'm thinking, and we talking top tier. We're not talking like legendary, or whatever the case may be, because you know everybody's has their own top 10. Everybody's top 10 in their own era. You know, so like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Mook, Lux, Sirius, Jen. I mean, there's a lot of people that we could consider like almost everybody at that time. I'm not, what I mean. It was a different time then. So when we talking top tier, like when I'm talking top tier, I'm thinking about the most elite. Like, and my top tier list would probably be Clips, Surf, Hollow, um, Averb, Hitman, K Shine, you know, and then there's people like like mid tier, top tier, like Cortez. Y'all remember that line from that Gun Titles battle versus NWX? Y'all more like mid tier, top tier niggas. Y'all Corvettes. Like there's people that's not really mid tier. Like they're supposed to be top tier, but they're not like Big T. Like to me, Big T not top tier, but he's not middle tier. Like it's like an in between, because those are like people that are off and on, but they've been doing this for a long time, and they're nice. Like Cortez is nice. You can't tell me Cortez isn't nice. You know, and Suge like recently got to a point, like I don't know if he's really top tier, mid tier, or if he's just mid tier. Like really, I would have to really think about that. But you know, um, my whole thing is that like like I mean, Suge is like Sugar's getting better. I mean, I don't know if he's really getting better, but he's better, than he's been the last few years. Like, because I was just rewatching Tay Rock versus Suge. Um, I think that was like 6 years ago, something like that to that effect. And I mean, man, there's a huge difference in both of them, you know. And I mean, Suge is 10 times better, now than he was then, But I mean, I think that like I said, there's a misconception between top tier and mid tier, because like you can't sit here and tell me that Surf's not top tier. Like he could choke 10 battles and he'll still be top tier. Like he'll still be like top three. You know, I mean, like my thing is, all right. This is my thing. Then I'm gonna get off that subject. Um, when you top tier, right? Like when you're like an elite level, right? Now I'm not saying this is an excuse. I'm not saying it's supposed to go like this. I'm not saying I'm just saying when you're when you're at an elite level, right? You can turn on anytime you want. You can turn up anytime you want. So like when I look at right Surf, right? His last, like I mean, even him against Suge, his first round was fire, and his second round was it was good, you know. So like even though he didn't have a third, I'm still looking at the material that he did have, right? So it was still good. Like for but and you have to remember when you battle, you have to make your rounds like suitable for the league that you're in, because things that fly on Smack don't fly on KOTD. Things that fly on KOTD wouldn't fly on Bullpen. Things that fly on Bullpen wouldn't fly. Like it's these are completely different crowds. Same battlers, but completely different crowds. So you have to adapt. Like KOTD is more like funny, like more comical. Like those are their type of battle rappers. When you look at Disaster, like I mean, they still have bars, but it's a little weird. Like, I mean, y'all see how I see it, So I think that sometimes the fans don't see that. So when they see a battler like this, like one of their favorite battlers, because if because this is what I do. If you take a whole round from like clips like on KOTD and you put that on Smack, he's not gonna get the same reactions. And then if you look at his flow, his style, and then you look at him versus Rex, you say, wait, hold on, this is two different clips. But you have to be able to switch it up for the crowd. Like that's battle rap now. Like this isn't 2000 and 4 or 5 where you could just spit punchlines, bars, and keep it moving. It doesn't work like that now. You gotta have stage presence. You gotta have delivery. You gotta have I mean, bars still has to be there, but it fluctuates. You got it's one on the opponent, two on the crowd and the league. You know, it's all different. So like I think sometimes the fans like they're a little biased themselves. Like they're not really judging it the right way because if I'm looking at like Surf's performance against Suge, I mean he clearly won 2-1. Like clearly he gave it the third, but he clearly won 2-1. If but fast forward to Surf and T-Top, he didn't have a third there either. But I guess it's still that one's a lot more debatable because Top rounds was better than the shows. But again, to me, that was a 2-1. He 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 clearly won the second, and I mean to me, he clearly won the first. Like looking at it, and I gave y'all um I gave y'all my review on that one on surfing on top, so go check that one out if I didn't. But anyways, so my whole point is when you have somebody like Clips, Surf, even Hollow, who they could take off for 10 games or 10 battles, whatever the case may be, however you want to use an analogy scenario, whatever the case may be, they could take off for 10 times and debatable loss, whatever you want to call it, right? But not their full performance, not their full energy, whatever the case may be. But then when it's time for them to be serious, they turn up. You see it. You see it happening. If Clips was battling Ad, I'm sure he would turn up, right? If it Surf battle Top, he turned up, right? I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm not saying that that's how it should be, but they turn up. So my whole point is, can Suge compare to a level of a surf that like a real like an actual surf that's trying, an actual clip that's trying, hollow that's trying, verb that's trying, hit me like if you can't compete with any of them, and it's not even any of them, you have to if like really like now. I mean, there's maybe like 8 top tier rappers, maybe 10. Let's just say we stretch it to 10, right? Can he beat 5 out of those 10, or even have debatable 5 out of those 10 on a good night? We're talking about a good night. Like even on a bad night, I don't think he could compare. Like Clips, I don't remember that battle so much. I know Clips buying him in the third with that basketball scheme, but I think Clips took it 2-1. It might have been 3. I don't remember. It might have been 2-1, but he like out of everybody just named and that he did battle, he didn't beat any of them. So he's not gonna be Hitman either. I'll jump into that later. But so if you look at it, right, if you can't even beat half, because you have to at least be able to compete. Like I mean, even if you don't clearly win, make it very debatable. If you can do that, because to me, Surf beat Hitman, like no debate. But I can see when if you might say it's debatable, you know, but that would only be 2-1 either way. But you can't say 3-0. You can't say Hitman 3-0 Surf. You know, but you can say Surf 3-0. Just say Surf had a third or whatever. They rebattled. He 3-0 Suge. You can say most likely Hitman 3-0 Suge. You can say you understand where I'm going with this. Um, I don't remember K Shine and Suge's battle like so directly. Like I remember the leg kick and I think Suge had the Sharon with the hat bar. I'm not sure if that happened. I think he did, but I don't. But my point is, I don't remember it, completely to say who won or how I remember it. But I'm sure K Shine 2-1 him or 3-0 him. So my whole point is Suge's not at the top tier level. And it's not only Suge, it's a lot of battle rappers that think they're at the top tier. Like they misuse the word top tier. That's why when Gun Titles battled in WX, they said y'all more like top tier, mid tier niggas, y'all Corvettes. I mean, like truly that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Like there's not only top tier, there's mid tier, there's an in between. There's always an in between in anything. Believe it or not, no matter what anybody tells you, there's always an in between. That not everything. Again, nothing's perfect, so it's not always going to be this that. It might be. It's almost there, whatever the case may be. So so should going back to that bad news battle. I mean, I've never watched bad news but I heard I remember when 15 Minutes of Fame was doing little quick little interviews real fast whatever on battlers and at that event when it actually happened. I think it was about 2 months ago, maybe a little more than that, maybe less. I don't know, but I remember he was doing they were doing interviews, and a lot of people were saying that Suge lost. So I mean, I don't really know how I didn't really know at the time how that was going to really translate until before when watching the battle. But I mean, he cleared there's no debating. There's no debating. Like Suge's best round was his first, and that one's not even debatable because Bad News best round was his first, and he slayed it. Like it's almost like Top and Surf, like literally, like Bad News was Surf, and Suge was Top, right? So like we saw how I mean, we saw how that went. You know what I mean? Like like looking back on it, looking back on it, like I'm just trying to my whole thing is right, with, like cause Suge's run been a little dry lately. Like he was on a run last year. He was on a legit run, right? And I think that was last year when he battled Saga and all of them. And I mean, he was on a great run, but after what 3 or 4 battles, he was chilling a bit, and then I think he had another battle. I think then he battled Clips. I think he had 3 or 4 battles before he battled Clips. Saga top. I think somebody else was before Clips. Clips might have been the third one, but he was on a little run, and I think there was somebody before Clips. But anyways, yeah, he was on a little run, and you know now just looking at him he was the top tier then. He was just on the run. I mean he obviously gets paid more now than then at that point, obviously, because that street. You know, now he has more fans. That's just that's regular shit. You feel me? That's not. It's not. It's not crazy. He probably gets a couple more thousand now. I think he says he get 10,000 in battles. No, I don't know if it was him that said it, but probably get a few more thousand now. You feel me? But at the end of the day, does that make him top tier? Nah, it doesn't. Like, like, and I'm not even. I don't even care about the pay wise because at the end of the day, like that don't make you top tier either. That just means that you probably able to bring more fans into the event or whatever the case may be, or however they judge it. However Smack and Beasley, say, hey, we're gonna up your rate, or you tell them, I'm worth this, and they say, okay, whatever. Because we saw what happened with Hitman. They were offering. I mean, I don't know who it was. I can take a guess, but I'm not gonna do all that. But they were offering, other, I guess, top tiers or mid tiers higher than him. But he is right though. If because smacking them get paid, they only get paid Well, I mean, they pay off the tickets and everything, but they probably make more off of the battles. Like when you think about it, because they, well, off of certain battles anyway. Because when you think about it, right, when you look at a Hitman or Surf, like each one of them are averaging 2+ million, more like three, but I think Surf's lowest is probably like 2 million, 1 point something, 1.89, something like that. So but Hitman really averages like three. I mean, Surf does also, but Hitman I think is probably their highest viewed battler. So like when you're looking at stuff like that, you gotta say, yo, 30,000, whatever. Like I think Surf makes about 40,000 a battle, somewhere around there. So I mean, looking at that, and that's just for his name. Like he said, he just walk in the building. That's what they paying for because he got those fans in there. So now they just want to see him. Just like it's like just doing the walkthrough. You walk in there, like you walk in there, like you chop it up. It's like a press, a meeting or whatever you call it. Like you go in there, you chop it up real fast, and then you keep it moving. So that's the whole thing. Like you know, the whole thing with how they get paid, how much they get paid, like that shit don't matter. At the end of the day, we want to see what you can bring to the table, and Suge ain't bringing shit to the table right now. So, so I'm looking at this battle, right? And oh wait, no wait. So the EMS battle, right? Because I said I was gonna do that one first. So just to do this real fast, um, search my boy. Yeah, I mean, I said it. I said it on Facebook, I said it on Twitter. Search my boy, but this nigga should pull a surf move. But again, if we needed Surf to turn up to that level, I mean, of course we need him to do that every battle. But if obviously if he's going against Eclipse or like a top tier name, you know, then it would be a lot different. So Surf. I mean, Suge can do what Surf can do. So like even by me saying, yo, Suge pull a Surf move, well, one, he's not making as much as Surf, so it wouldn't make sense for him to pull a move like that. And then two, he doesn't have classic battles. Surf has classic battles. So when you looking at everything that creates or builds, this battler versus this battler, I'm looking at Sugar's resume and his battles. Not even just a resume, because just because you battled certain people don't mean that you're that good. Because you could have got 30 by all of them. I mean, technically speaking, right? So I'm looking at Suge. I'm looking at Surf. Suge can't do what Surf does. Like, it just can't happen. Like they might be, well, they're not best friends anymore, but they still talk and everything. You know, so like, I mean, they still gotta be some kind of friends, right? I mean, I seen interviews that they were doing and stuff like that. They still talk, so they're acquaintances, something, So like, even though they cool, whatever the case may be, you know, Suge can't do what Surf can do. At the end of the day, it's just not like it's kind of like what I don't know if this was on Angry Fans Radio or if this was Pipe Boy Williams, but somebody was saying that fans allowed. I think it was Angry Boy. It probably was Cap, but fans allow battlers to do certain things, which is true. Like it's very true. And again, there's no excuse for it. It's not how it should be, But at the end of the day, again, these are top tier people. So yeah, we expect this and that from them. But at the end of the day, if they don't perform, we know that they can still like. That's why people still believe in clips. Like if you watch Paperboy Williams review that he did of Shotty P and Charlie Clips, and I only watched half of that battle, and then I just went to go eat something. That was a few hours ago. I'm gonna come check it out again. But if you watch his review on that, right, then you see he's like, yo, Clips actually showed up. He still had Shotty P winning, but he was like, yo, This shit look odd. It looked like Clips threw the second and the third, but he clearly won the first, and he tried. But this is what I've been telling you. This is what I've been saying for a long time. And again, it's not an excuse. It's not how it's supposed to be. But like, cause see, I'm an unbiased person, so I can see through a lot of stuff that most people can't see. So like, and I've studied, like I've watched these people like from the first, like very first battle. Like I've been watching Surf clips, Hollow. Hollow, I wasn't really watching too much until he battled Surf. So I wasn't really too big on Hollow until he battled Surf. I didn't really know. I'm not even real front. I didn't really know who he was like that, you know. But Khan, like I've been watching all those people, and I'm just talking about this class. Of course, I've been watching battle rap since before I was even battling. I started battling in '05. I was watching battle rap back Jay Mills back when Clips was messing with JR Ryder and like I'm from New York. I know all of this shit. So that's another story. But um yeah. So damn, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so Paperboy Williams, he saw it. Like he was like, "Yo, this is nice, like that nice." And like I've been saying this, and I've been trying to preach this to y'all for a very, very, very long time. Like, like, and if you watch Good's interview on I don't know if it's Hip Hop is Real or Hip Hop 1887. Is this one of them things? Or it might have been 15. No, I don't think it's 15. I don't know. It was one of them. I think it's Hip Hop is Real. Pretty sure it's Hip Hop is Real. But if you watch Good's interview, he said, look, he said, Clips is nice. He's like, I see what he was doing. You know, I be talking to him. You know Good. I've been watching Good. Like, so Goods is a credible rapper. Top tier. Like we're not about to say that Goods isn't top tier because he clearly is. You know, I wouldn't say that Sirius Jones is top tier, even though they all came around similar time, but at the same time, you know, I, Sirius Jones is still a legend. I mean that's that. But anyways, back to this. So Goods was saying, "Yo, I called because I told him, yo, why you take so many battles?" And then he realized something. Clips is doing it for a check, but at the same time, Clips isn't really like Clips is like, and I think most top tier people is like this, and most vets are like this. And I mean, I've seen them say it or like subconsciously say it in a different way, but pretty much the same thing. Um, Pretty much say, look, if it's not a big name or if it's not like somebody I really want to battle and I take them on, it's basically for a check. And that's what Clips was doing the last 2 years or maybe a little more. Like he was just taking battles for a check. But if you look at his Young Cannon battle, one round, I'm sure he didn't get paid that much for it, right? Ashman's Gracie, right? And you know, but he killed Young Cannon. He killed him. And even I think Christian Bias did a review on that battle. I think he did. Most likely, they do reviews on all top, on most top tier rappers battling, even if it's a no name. So I think he did, and he was like, "Yo, Clips won that. He killed it." Or was that Jay Black? It was one of them, but it might have been all of them. But my whole point is, and Young Cannon was spitting fire that day. That's one of Young Cannon's best rounds. You know, I mean, it's only one round, of course, but it was a long round though. And my whole point is, I'm just gonna bring it back so we could get back to the subject. But my whole point, all everything I just said was, look, when you at the top tier level, like you can compete at that level consistently, not No, again, no excuses. Not saying this how it should be, but we see battlers take time off for whatever reason. But again, when they're on Smack, and of course you're supposed to take every battle like it's your last, no matter where you at. Okay, we get that. It doesn't happen all the time. We see it, but you can't discredit nobody. Like that's why I always say. That's why the bloggers they see that Clips is still getting love, Surf is still getting love, and then you see Clips versus Shotty P, and now Paperboy Williams is like realizing what Clips really is, and then you look at T Top versus Surf. Every and almost everybody and their mama is saying if Surf would have got the third off, he probably would have 3-0'd him. And again, like I said, it's a lot of ways to judging the battle. I mean, again, speaking with an unbiased view, because if I had a biased view, and I'm not going to get to all this, I usually do it, but I'm not going to do it. But with a biased view, I might say, okay, well, he fumbled in the third, so I'm going to take points away from the rest of the battle, or whatever the case may be. So 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 that's just how that go, man. And it just really all depends. But yeah, man. So yeah, you know, I mean, the way I'm looking at this, man, you know, sure you're not top tier, man. You're just not. And you know, eating that 3-0, like that's crazy. Like that is crazy. How do you get 3-0 by Ines? By Ines. By Ines. Yo. I could 3-0 Ines, and I haven't battled in years. Like in my sleep. Like I can battle him with throwaway bars. Like I could T Rex it and battle with mixtape bars and kill him. So like like no offense. Again, Enas used to do his thing. But come on, like the same thing with Reed Dollar, same thing with Cicero, same like this is a different time, man. This shit is different for these people, man. They can't do it like that how they used to do it, man. You know? But I mean at the end of the day, man, sure, you got 3-0 by Enes. Started saying Jersey. I said, oh, like, son, your rounds got shorter. Your second is usually your shortest. Actually got a whole lot shorter, but your first was the shortest this time. You spit what, like 12 bars? I don't think it was that. The first round was over in like 5 minutes. He next could have probably kept rapping with the time that you had. I mean, he next like he's not like horrible as a rapper, like I mean like spitting bars, but like if we talking because like the way I always see it is like even when it clips or Surf isn't performing like how they usually do in URL when they're at another um league, they still have that vet quality. You still see why they're a big name, even though the little person that they're battling or smaller person that they're battling might take it a little more seriously and do their best, you can still see that the vet qualities and surfer clips when they're not on URL. So I expect that from anybody who's claiming that they're top tier, or even mid tier, because mid tier is pretty high. I mean, your check is pretty nice at that point, right? So I'm looking at Suge, like he's not performing the same way as he do in URL. And even all his URL events aren't that crazy, but they're better than all the events that he didn't do, right? I mean, his first against Surf was pretty solid, His first against Surf was, and, No, I will say that much. But but I mean, outside of that, man. Hold on, real quick, yo. I'm gonna make a move real fast.